We really have made it to Amazing Grace Sports Network. Now we have gospel music on in the introduction. So yeah, yes, that's right. You guys hear it. With the name of that song is "God is Good."
Lord, you are good.
Yeah, Lord, you are good. Welcome to Amazing Grace Sports Network. It is February 23rd, 2023. That'll be 2/23/23. Yep, February 23rd, year 2023 of our Lord Jesus Christ. We are here once again. I'm here with Erick James.
I'm here with Clay Morris.
We're keeping doing it live for you. We're going to talk about the Western Conference. There were no games played last night. As a matter of fact, there have been no games played since Sunday. And that's because that was the All-Star game. And because of the All-Star game, there's been no games played. And that's a good thing because we are able to actually go through the Western Conference and talk about, well, who is going to make it and who's not going to make it. There's less than 30 games left for all of these teams. And, so they're in the stretch run. And Denver is in the number one place. Denver with Nikola Jokic is in the number one place. I don't see them keeping that. I don't see them keeping that. Right now, the LA Clippers, Sacramento Kings, Memphis Grizzlies are behind them. But more importantly, the Phoenix Suns are in the number 5 spot. Right now, they are 9.5 games behind Denver. I don't see that staying. Not if Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul are healthy, and DeAndre Ayton are healthy. What do you see?
Because you look at if it was to be the playoffs right now, Oklahoma would play Memphis, right? Golden State would play Kings.
Oklahoma would play Denver.
I thought Denver get a bye the first round.
Do they? Wow, I didn't even see. Okay, yeah, okay.
Don't they? They're number one.
I didn't know. I thought they played. We're gonna have to look this up. Okay, you know what? That's why we have these computers. How about that? You keep talking, and I will look it up.
Yeah. So if it were to happen today, the good thing about it is the time from the All-Star game until putting it together now, and everybody's like at game one now. From this point forward, for the top 10, we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, still at the top 10 because we got 10 can still make the playoffs, and if Oklahoma picked it up a little bit, they might give Sacramento. Would Oklahoma be the Grizzlies? They might give the Grizzlies a run for their money.
Oklahoma give the Grizzlies a run for their money?
They might.
Well, I just checked and no, there is no bye. What happens is that no.
Okay. So 10 plays 1.
10 plays 9.
10 plays 9.
Something to, there's some sort of buy-in. One is going to end up playing 8 at the end of all said and done. Of course, my grass cutters are out there right now. Of course. So you check that out, and I'll keep going. But yeah, maybe you can explain it to me because this buy-in of the 10th team. Maybe somebody can call us in and tell us how to do this thing right. let's just bypass that until we find out, until we know what we're doing. But do you think Denver's going to be in the number 1 spot I would say no. I don't think Denver's going to make it. I don't think Memphis. I don't think the top 3 are going to be in the top 3 spot at the end of the season. I see 4, 5, and 6 leapfrogging them. And they
Definitely.
might be.
Well, it depends on what LA if George and them can stay healthy.
Well, they picked up Westbrook.
Oh well. Yeah.
They're going to win. They're going to win games. I can't guarantee how far they're going to go in the playoffs, but if they put Westbrook in that lineup, okay, and have those 3 in there, since George and Leonard are compromised as far as performance goes due to the injuries, nagging injuries, Westbrook's going to carry that team. And if Kawhi's the closer, if he's anywhere near the closer, they can have a run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But as it is now with Westbrook, they would definitely still win games.
Yeah, they're gonna win some games.
They're going to win some games.
They need all three of them to be playing.
Yeah. Well, Westbrook's healthy. I mean, that guy's been sitting on the bench most of the year. So he's pretty healthy. And, they're definitely going to vault up there. I don't know how far they're going to playoffs. They got Ivan Zubik. He's a big guy. So they do have a big guy. And you never know how this is going to work out, but they would definitely win regular season games at a better clip than they have been winning them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna jump up there, and we can't forget Dallas. Dallas now has Kyrie and Luka. They're gonna win more games.
It's gonna be interesting.
So
an interesting run.
It's gonna change. Things are gonna change up there at the top. I don't know what New Orleans is gonna do because nobody knows when Zion Williamson's coming back. So my prediction is this. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if the top three that we see in there right now, Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento, are going to be there because the other teams have fortified themselves. And it's going to be a dogfight because Portland and LA, the Lakers have fortified their teams too. So they're going to jump up the ladder. I don't know if Golden State can stay in this or OKC.
Yeah. Golden State definitely gonna fall off. I don't think this is their year at all.
Yeah. So
anything.
Yeah, Golden State. So we have Denver, Memphis, Sacramento, LA Clippers, Phoenix Suns, Dallas, New Orleans, Minnesota, Golden State, and OKC in the top 10 spots. And I think the top three are going to change. I don't know how it's going to shake out the bottom. But we also have to think about the fact that Karl Anthony Towns, when does he do back? Let's do a check on that.
Because LA is probably going to creep up into the top 10.
Right. The Lakers will.
Yeah, they definitely creep up to the top 10.
They can get there.
Golden State will probably fall off. And see
that's gonna be awful for them. They're they win it one year and the next year they're out. But they had a chance to do something. My thing is they should have did something with Draymond Green right after the season was over.
Yeah. He's
not right because he had just run his course. He had what he got away with in that series, he probably would never be able to get away with again.
Right.
So they had a decision to make, and they should have made that decision and did a trade to bring somebody else in because he's run his course, and he's not going to give him any. Okay, Karl Anthony Towns should be back. So Minnesota's going to climb. The Timberwolves. This is going to be something else. The West really went out and did something. I mean, I got to give it to them. Their GMs really went out and made it so that their teams would have a run after the All-Star break. Even Portland, they traded for Cam Reddish, Kevin Knox, two other guys that have fortified their team. So the East did nothing basically, and the West they went out and got people.
Well, they had to because they're hurting. They were bleeding. Just wondering if we
huh?
Go ahead.
No, you said they were what was happening?
I said the West was bleeding.
Yeah.
Badly.
They didn't look good at all. There's no way they would have stood a chance if they played the East team coming out of the East. Not the Bucks, not the Celtics, not the Heat, or the Cavaliers. Those are the two teams I see in coming out of the East to have a chance.
Yeah.
But I don't see anybody in the West that could have stacked up with any of those four teams.
Well, it's going to be a great season ending to watch Kyrie and Durant on two different teams and see how they fend out.
Kyrie and Luka Doncic. We never did get a chance to talk about that. So now, what are your thoughts on Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic?
Can they play together?
The ball,
big boy, he ain't moving the ball too much.
Yeah. They're both ball dominant.
But Kyrie will pass the ball.
Kyrie will pass the ball. Luka won't pass the ball. Luka does what is that guy? He does the Kobe Bryant thing. He only passes when there's 3 people on him and he's caught up in the air. Other than that, Luka's going to try to find a way to get the shot off and draw the foul.
But maybe he was like that because he didn't have a true point guard. So now he has a true point guard. So maybe he'll lighten up a little bit.
We'll find out within a week.
Yeah.
There'll be no doubt about that. Within 1 week, 2 weeks, we will know whether Luka is really just the ball hog that he appears to be, or he was doing that because he didn't have a point guard, as he might say. So
and they play tonight. They play the Spurs tonight.
Well, they're gonna that's like that's nothing. They're gonna beat the Spurs. How many Spurs? The Spurs are 0-10 in their last
14.
0-14.
14-45.
With their Hall of Fame coach, Greg Popovich.
Come on, man.
Am I saying anything that's not? They're 0-14. And this guy's supposed to be a Hall of Fame coach. They talk about coaches. Apparently, you need more than coaching to win games.
There's a time to come and there's a time to go. Sometimes it's just your time.
I just think that they have to recognize the players win these games, not the coaches. Michael Jackson won those games for the Bulls.
Is it Michael Jackson?
I mean, Michael Jordan won those games for the Bulls.
He do a couple of spins or something.
Yeah, he did a couple of moonwalks out there. It was Shaq and Kobe and Rick Fox and Robert Ory that won those games for the LA Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, who's the coach of the Bucks? He's a good coach. I think he was a coach of the East. Anyway, Mark Malone? Anyway, Giannis won that championship for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Who was the coach of the Lakers when the LeBron won? I mean, Erick Spoelstra. Come on, LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh won those championships for the Heat.
Miami. Erick was, yeah.
He was there, but he used to be the film guy. They brought a film guy in and made him the coach.
They didn't need a coach.
They really basically didn't need a coach.
But that's when the Big Three was in session. All the Big Threes kind of made their way through the league, and they made it happen. I mean, but you look at Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, all those guys did not leave on a winning note.
No.
They hung in there for a little while longer, and then they knew it was time to go. Same thing with Pop. Like, dude, it's time to go, bro.
It's time to go. Yeah, you know what? In retrospect, Mr. James is right. Pop, it's just time to go. Your shelf life is over.
No, shelf life just began.
You're going on the shelf. You're going on the shelf. Phil Jackson, they brought him out. He coached the New York Knicks for a while, right? Yeah.
Knicks. Phil Jackson did the Knicks. He did Chicago, and he did LA.
He went back to LA. I think he did Chicago. He was a winner in Chicago. Then he was a winner in LA for a period of time.
Yeah.
Then he wasn't. Then he left there and went to New York.
Then the whistles didn't work no more.
Mike was the coach of that team.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, So the Clippers are going to jump up. Westbrook's going to win them some games. Phoenix. Now let's talk about the team that I think is a real candidate for the top spot. And this is funny because Phoenix is 32-28. They're only 4 games over 500. They're 9.5 games out of first place. I think that they're going to be in first place by the end of the season.
I concur, because now Chris Paul don't have to try to do it all. He got plenty of help.
He does.
It'll give him a lot more time to create shots for everybody else too, because he's a passer too.
He's a passer.
Yeah.
And all he's got to do is pass the ball, and he's try to stay off the ground. You won't have to try to draw fouls, Chris. You can just pass the ball and get out the way. So that ought to work for you this time. And, it's ought to be good basketball. Chris, you should be able to play good basketball now. Let's put it that way. Because you spent your whole career falling down, tripping people, clutching and grabbing, trying to make fouls and trying to draw fouls. This time you don't have to do that. Chris, you can just go down there and play offensively, play some decent defense, but you don't have to flop so much, and you can just let the offense flow. But if you keep flopping, you're going to gum up the offense. You're going to gum up the flow of your team. So stay off the floor.
You'll slow it down too much.
You'll slow it down. So stay off the floor. Stay off all the flopping and just let your teammates play. Get the ball done. You got Kevin Durant. You got Devin Booker. You got DeAndre Ayton. You got three of some of the best position players in the league. At center, at small, at guard with Devin Booker, your shooting guard, and at forward with Kevin Durant. You're a pretty good player, Chris. You are. You're a darn good player. You can stay off the floor now. You're the team to beat. Act like it. You don't have to act like the underdog anymore. That's why you lost last year to freaking Dallas, because you were still playing like the underdog when you're the team to beat.
Yeah, they definitely look good on paper.
If they're healthy, if Booker's healthy and Durant's healthy, it's a no-brainer.
Yes, yeah, they're gonna scream through. They're gonna be on that streak that the Nets was on for a minute with Durant.
They're gonna be on that streak that the Celtics were on last year.
Yeah.
When the Celtics were just jacking people. Yeah, from December, from the beginning of the year all the way through to the end, they jacked people. And they were jacking them hard. They were beating them by 20, 30, and 40 points sometimes.
Mm-hmm. They were just too young for the playoffs.
Yeah, they were too young. They weren't ready for it. And also they need a body. They need somebody that can handle Draymond Green.
Yeah.
They don't have that tough guy. They don't have a guy who's going to go in there and say, "Oh no, this ain't gonna happen here." That's LeBron. Always make sure he has a tough guy on his team. He does. He's not going to be that guy. No. So you gotta have a tough guy on your team that's going to go in there and just throw some elbows, throw his big butt out there, knock people around. And the other guy on the other team sees that and says, "You know what? I'm going to have to behave because I can't go up against this dude." That's what Tristan Thompson was. He made sure that he had Tristan Thompson when he went to the Cavaliers. It was his main thing. Oh yeah, we can have Kevin Love. Yeah, Kevin Love's good, but I got to have this guy Tristan Thompson. But I got Tristan Thompson on my team. It's going to completely neutralize Draymond Green. Put him out the picture. Draymond's going to look like a chimpanzee compared to King Kong.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need.
That's what you need. That's what the Celtics. That's what they're missing. Hey, Joel Embiid, Boston needs you, baby.
Yeah.
And you need a championship. I'm not saying you that big, but I'm telling you, Joel, you a tough dude. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Mm-hmm. You make it known. he does all that little playing and posturing, but when you out there on the court with him, mm-hmm. If he can put some wood to you, Joel's gonna put some wood to you.
Come on, Joel. Tell him you need to be traded. Come on over to the Celtics.
Go.
We'll give him a couple of people.
Joel, the promised land is in Boston.
That's it.
You got to get out of Philadelphia, man. Ain't nothing happening there. You see they lost the Super Bowl. That's a loser town.
And that was
how many championships?
And that was the same scenario because that first hit in the Super Bowl slowed Philly down. They was like, "Hold up now, don't hold up ball right now."
They came out. Kansas City came out hitting them. Who's this team? Kansas City. Kansas City came out whacking people.
Yeah,
and I let them know that it wasn't just going to be an easy game. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a bad cloud over Philadelphia. There's a cloud over Philadelphia. All right, let me tell you, Joel. They had Dr. J and Dale Dawkins, and they had George McGinnis, and they had Roy B. Free. They didn't win nothing.
Maurice
Cheeks.
Yeah.
Didn't win nothing.
Daryl Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins didn't win nothing. Okay? Get out of Philadelphia. All right, I'm telling you, before it's too late. Come to a winning organization in a winning city. That little city up north, 200 miles up to the north, in the east, Boston. You go there, Joel, you will win 5 championships before your career is over. 5 championships, Joel. What are you waiting on? You ain't getting any younger. Hey, you see our hair? You see our heads? We used to have hair. We'll tell you what's going to happen. Joel, get out of Philadelphia, win your 5 championships, and become the toast of the world. When they talk about Joel Embiid, they'll be talking about an NBA champion. You'll be that. A 5-time NBA champion. You might win 5 years in a row with the crew you got there.
Yep, for sure.
There ain't going to be anybody standing in your way. All right? You still got skills. You got plenty of skills, Joel. But the knees, let me tell you what happens to the knees, man. Right. After a couple of surgeries, they hurt. They're probably hurting now, but it's gonna get worse. So you need to start winning now, so you can just roll on out, collect your money, get your championships, collect your money, and do whatever you want to do.
That's it. That's it. Let's go, boy. Let's go.
Let's go. Now back to the Western Conference. Yeah, well, we talked about Dallas. We don't know if they can share the ball in Dallas. Personally, I don't think Luka can share the ball. I really don't think the problem is Kyrie. Kyrie's messed up in the head, but he can share the ball. Sometimes he gets a little staged, he gets a little wacky up there and tries to drive in on 7-footers and 6'11" guys and get that ball smacked back. He has problems there. But he can make plays for other people. The problem is going to be Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has to get off the ball if Dallas is going to win. Point blank and period.
It's his team, but he's got to make that decision, Got to make that decision.
He's got to make that decision. New Orleans is not going to be there, even when Zion Williamson's come back because he's injury prone. He won't make it through the playoffs without getting injured again. Minnesota is a big problem. If Karl-Anthony Towns comes back and the way Anthony Edwards has been carrying this team and Rudy Gobert is there, they I don't know if any. Well, okay, as it is right now, Phoenix might be the only team that can beat them. Phoenix might be the only team that can defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves if Karl-Anthony Towns is healthy with Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards. We'll see what happens, but it depends on if he's going to come back healthy. Not he's been gone for, I think 2 months. 2 months since December. So
they'll be in the top 5 as well, top 6.
Right. That's going to be a tough team to beat. They're the dark horse. And then we have the Clippers, the LA Clippers.
Yeah, so the top 3 are just sitting there taking up space for right now. But
right now, they're just holding a place for somebody.
The Clippers do their thing. Phoenix pull it together. The Mavericks do their thing. And the Timberwolves. That sounds like the top 4 right there.
Right, yeah. Western Conference is going to be a big change, shakeups. Everything's happening. There's going to be a lot of turnover. Those teams you would beat early in the year, Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento, probably ain't going to happen. They're probably going to come back and start jacking on you. And they got inside game, too. And if they come together, it's going to be a tough time. Golden State. My man Erick James says Golden State might not make the playoffs, and I'm not sure they will either.
Yeah,
OKC, you won't make the playoffs either. Utah, on the bubble. Portland should make the playoffs. LA Lakers should make the playoffs. So 2 of the teams that are up there in the top 10 are going to come down. And my guess is going to be Golden State and OKC.
That's it. I'm with you on that.
Now, let's segue into the All-Star game. What did you see other than Jason Tatum scoring 55 points easily?
So I was a little behind time. I didn't realize the way they play now. They actually pick 2 captains, and then they pick their team.
Right.
Because it became so, lopsided for so many years.
Right.
However, it's still more of a show than a game.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to get hurt and all the other attributes. So I mean, after the rookies game and after the slam dunk, even the slam dunk contest, what else can you do new that hasn't been done already?
Well, I don't know, but that kid was out there doing a whole lot of things that nobody else could do. That kid was off the hook.
Yeah,
that kid was off the hook. He's a G leaguer, which shows you, the 3-point contest. I have to agree with Stephen A. on this. LeBron James ruined the 3-point contest. Before you had Julius Erving, you had Michael Jordan, and Dominic. You had top stars. Since he has been in the league and has never participated in 3-point contests, it's been for the lesser people, and that's where we've gone to right now. G League is the best.
Jordan.
Jordan was in the slam dunk.
And slam dunk, right? Not 3-point.
No. We're talking about the slam dunk.
Oh,
but yeah, the slam dunk. No stars participate in the slam dunk anymore.
They can't.
And they can, but they don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
LeBron won't do it.
No.
Some top star who's a leader's got to step up and do it. Maybe Jaylen Brown. But is he top star enough? No, not really. He's not an all-star. Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, Julius Erving, all these guys are all-stars. They were top-notch players. People want to watch when they see these guys in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much of a show. I really couldn't even watch all of it. I kind of watched it and kind of didn't watch it.
That kid killed him.
Yeah,
Klum, that's his name. Looks like he should still be in junior high. Just face it. Kid looks like he's about 15 or 16 years old.
Hey,
oatmeal cookies and milk.
30 or 40 years ago, someone said that about you too. And now you that person.
Well, all I gotta say is, dude, you won that. I don't even know how they even made that dunk contest close, because the stuff I saw him doing, I didn't see anybody else doing stuff that I saw him doing.
Okay.
So
I'm about to go back and check out some of his stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna blow your mind. What is this guy on?
Really?
He's been practicing, man. This kid's been practicing dunks for a long time. He must have been practicing on a little hoop when he was a kid. Because he was doing some behind the back, between his legs, looking up through the rim like this.
The guy I saw, the first dude that did it, put his elbows. He tried to put both elbows in the hoop. He got one, and he had to pull the other one in. He was on first round.
Yeah. This kid, he's been practicing on dunks since he was a kid. His father probably bought him one of them little hoops that he could play with when he was a kid, and he's been practicing on this stuff since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Now he can jump out the gym now, but he doesn't have much game. He's a little bit like Peyton Pritchard.
Really?
He's intimidated. He's got to learn how to play in this game.
Yeah.
You can't take any prisoners. You got to have that Larry Bird attitude.
Yeah.
I don't care if the whole league is black. I'm putting my foot up all you guys' butts. I'm gonna talk to you while I'm doing it.
That's it. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna do before I do it.
Before I do it, right in your face. I don't care who you are. So he's got to stop showing deference to all of these players and get his game on, because this guy going to the hoop is gonna be a problem. That was the All-Star game. And then the 3-point contest, we had Damian Lillard, who won. Deservedly so. It's about time.
Yeah.
His first, yeah. This is a guy, in the All-Star game, he shot one from behind the half court.
He hit it?
Damian Lillard, in the All-Star game. He shot, he made it, time wasn't expiring. It was, he just brought the ball, he brought it up about 10 feet before half court, just raised up and shot it. Number nets. Damian Lillard.
I guess it's a talent show, so that's the time to show your talents.
He did.
If Curry was there, you see them shots Curry hit from the other end of the court?
No, I didn't. When
He
did
did a commercial. The commercial he did it in a commercial.
Oh, in a commercial.
From the other end of the court. So when that started, Curry would have really went to town. Too bad he was injured, so he wasn't out there. But yeah, that dude can shoot from the other end of the court.
Yeah, I've seen it documented that he warms up starting at the foul line at the other side of the court. And he starts making them from there. And as he makes them, he takes like 10 steps forward till he gets to the foul line of the court that he should have been in.
Wow.
If that makes any sense.
Wow.
Then he starts doing other things. So these guys, man, they're talented. They're talented. Well, that rim is not that big. I want everybody to know.
But you got to make it a pond. If you shoot into the pond, you're good to go from anywhere. Man.
So for you to be able to do that, or what Damian Lillard did in the All-Star game, I can't. Listen, I played basketball. I can't even imagine doing that. So that's out of worldly.
Yeah.
That would be a luck shot for most of the people I know. You guys are shooting this as a practice shot? Sheesh.
Yeah. I tell you, man, but it goes back to putting time into the children. Folks, we gotta learn that all that play and stuff that we do, making a mess of our families, ain't worth it in the end, man. You put the time into your children, they can do some even more amazing things.
And you can't put time into your children until you are married with one person.
Yeah.
It's very hard if you're splitting your time between a bunch of kids and not getting, and a bunch of different relationships, so not getting the whole you. And it's going to be different situations. You need just one stable situation, young men. That's what we're trying to say. And it may sound hokey. It may sound biblical. Some people might even call it conservative. But we're telling you, you will be the happiest man in the world if you can do this. And you will be the most unhappiest man in the world for a period of time if you do it the other way.
Oh, yeah. It makes you work a lot harder than you have to. Trust and believe. You ain't got to work that hard.
You ain't got to work that hard.
Energy-wise,
time-wise, money-wise, you have it all in one place. So they may tell you that's old-fashioned. They may tell you this is the new stage, the new age, the new this, the new that. This is the new you. This is the new family. We're telling you they're just going to make a mockery of your life. They're going to make you regret being born. Okay? They're going to make you think of doing things you probably should not even think about doing. You can avoid all that. Okay? Stay chaste, young men. Do not have sex at an early age. Don't go out there to make babies. Go out there to make a family with one person, if you can. And of course, you can't. That should be your optimal intention.
Sit right there in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. And it's all related to sports, families. Because Steph Curry's father was there.
Yeah.
How it worked out later, well, fame and fortune gets to a family, can tear it apart, but do the best you can. Yeah, you won't regret it. You won't regret it at all. It'll be the happiest times of your life.
It will.
And with that, we'll let you guys go. So our predictions are, who do I see? I see Phoenix, number 1. The Timberwolves, number 2. Dallas, number 3. And the Clippers, number 4.
You said Phoenix.
Now the Clippers could move up. That's in the Western Conference of the first 4 teams.
You said Phoenix, number 1?
Phoenix, number 1. Right now, they're 9 games, but Denver will start losing if the pressure's on them. Memphis is going to start dropping. They're only 5 games. They're only 4 games behind Memphis. They can catch them easy. It's going to be how far Denver drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phoenix number 1.
I think everybody is going to be chasing after Phoenix and the Mavericks.
Phoenix and the Mavericks. Well, you heard it. I'm taking Phoenix and the Timberwolves. He's taking Phoenix and the Mavericks. We'll know in about one more month.
Yeah.
Month and a half. This is, it'll be done. We'll see. Hey, Mr. James, I have to run. Got some things I got to do.
All right, sir.
Thank you for joining me. Next time we talk, you will be in Atlanta, but we will do it by remote, I guess, from there.
Yep.
And you'll be in Atlanta, and I will still be in Florida.
All right, good stuff.
It's 700 miles from here to Florida, from Atlanta to Naples. I already know. I drove there and see my sister. You don't want to make that trip. I'm not going to make that trip. It'd be easy for me just to take the plane to Boston and see you there.
There you go.
Listen, everybody, we wish you all the best. Remember, you are the most important person in sports. You take care of yourselves, take care of your family, and you have a great time. Mr. James?
Enjoy. Have a great weekend.
Hey, give us some music going out. What we got?
Let's see what we got. We got... Here's our praise.
Oh, man. We are so lucky. We are so blessed. And you are too. Goodbye, everybody.